All right. Viewers, welcome to Hot Take. This is our 37th episode. We thank the people who have really followed us. That we are getting good traction on Facebook, which we like. We appreciate the people really who follow us on Facebook. Today we have a lot to unpack. With me here, I have Miss Hudson Mugweri, my co-host, the evergreen person. He's always busy on Twitter. You can see the handles really running through there. You can follow him. You can say hello to the viewers, and we proceed.
And to the viewers out there, you're most welcome to another episode of the Hot Tech. To me, I'll call it's my second episode of 2025, though generally it's a seven. We are far up 37 episodes now we're running, and it's because of it that we are here now, that we've achieved all that we had to achieve last year. Now, coming to 2025, we're still achieving more, and because of it that we are here, that we are talking sports and we talk real sports and we love our show. So please keep it up, and thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll kick off with the CHAN squad. Today, Uganda Cranes and FOFA really posted that tomorrow they will be announcing their final squad for CHAN. A lot of eyebrows were raised in the first squad that was announced. Some omissions in the squad, the pundits, media pundits, including you, professionals, so what other people coming and really critiquing what Sam Simba was trying to say. So what do you expect of the announcement tomorrow? Are there some inclusion that you really want Paul Put to really consider, looking at how they performed against Burundi on both legs? We're really starving up front there in terms of goals. A deflection goal from Hakim Chuanuka, then Ogwang. I mean, and yet we had there are some players who were left like Luanga, Paul Muchurezi. These are really goal machines. So what are your expectations for tomorrow's squad announcement?
Like Simba said, he said, yeah, they're trying out some players, blah 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 blah. But in this CHAN squad, because we need to go as far as reaching the finals of the CHAN, because we are the hosts of this tournament. So we need to go as far as reaching the finals of the CHAN 2025. So I expect a solid hard squad, whereby we know they're going to give us the results we need. No difference of just playing football for fun, like for formality. No, we need results of the CHAN team they're going to assemble. And for this one, we expect some players like the likes of Paul Muchurezi, Muzamel Mutiaba into that team. Of course, Rwanga is doubtful, but as a person, among the strikers is the top scorer, so I expect him to be in that squad. Though people say he's a squad only, as in those goals, the squad against these few teams. Still, the strikers we have in Uganda are scoring those goals compared to him who is scoring the goals.
Exactly.
So you expect him to be the squad. Yeah, because when you look at the striker, how many goals does he have? They don't look at which team did he score the goal against. They look at how many goals does he have. Yeah? And we saw him against KCA, the kind of football he played against KCA. Everyone was like, how come this guy has been missed out on the CHAN squad? You know, people watch that game against KCA and tell, but this is saying Rwanga is supposed to be the CHAN squad and as a starter. Because his football is exceptional, man. He's a person who can dribble, person who can make the runs. He knows where to put the ball. You know, he knows where to stand. You know, and of course, I expect a Mujuzi to the squad as a defender.
Yeah.
Because in this UPL first round, is among the top defenders we've seen. Yeah, in UPL.
Absolutely.
So, of course, we didn't see Omedi into the squad. I think was up and down until now. We don't know where it's going to go, but if he's still in Chitara, I expect him into the squad as well, because we need a top guy like him. We need goals. We need to see threats, because we saw what he did in the AFCON qualifiers. So he's a guy who can give us the results we need, and the guy who can give you the goals we need as well. So we expect him to be in the squad. Of course, Jude Mugabe is there. Of course, Alan Okolo is there. When I saw Wheaton Kalisa back into the squad, I was happy seeing him back into the squad. It impressed me, of course. Joe George in there. Of course, looking at Sechiganda in there as well. A lot of some players into the squad, but let's look forward towards the FOFA's
announcement tomorrow.
Announcement of the squad, which is happening tomorrow. but their players expect to be into the squad, and
Yeah.
we've seen them play on the senior national team. That's on the not on the job, but the national team, and we've seen what they can deliver. So, as of that, it's a matter of just adding in a few inclusions, because when you look at that national team, I think there are like over 15 players. I think 15 or 12 players who are local based. Yeah, so let them pick those ones, and they just make some additions. Of course, when you look at the keepers, of course, Mugolofa is in there.
Takuba.
Takuba is in there. You know, the team is somewhat
Even Chris
balanced. And somewhat
Kusima.
fair.
I mean, I would love to see Chris Kusima be the third goalkeeper there.
Yeah. Because after them being off form, then they got back into the Bosak team. And you see a big difference. You see how they're performing. They're performing so well. We saw them again in Kenya, and they're playing the friendly against Gumahia. Because they went as far as the penalty spot. Gumahia reaching. And the president was there watching that game actually.
Yeah. Interesting. You know, it was the Luo. They were celebrating the Luo Pin Luo. It was a cultural occasion whereby all the Luos from East Africa gathered in Siaya County. It was remarkable, though. I would really hope that a Luo team like Oduparaka would represent better, but they chose Chitara, which was really good. Really, Goromaya is not really, as you said, it's not really a pushover team. CAF, they played in the CAF Champions League, so yeah, taking them to penalties. You're right. Chris Kusima has really showed some resilience, some good form, especially after Wasabosa coming in. Yeah, I would also agree with Mujuzi. Mujuzi should really come in there. There's a statement that Mujibu made that from the looks of things, this could be the worst CHAN squad, and we'll have the worst performance. We might not even leave the group. We might not even get out of the group. From what we are seeing, those two games, really, the two games against Burundi, I'll be honest with you, those two games, we're really goal shy. You were lacking in the front. We didn't have firepower in the front. And if you look at our league, the way goals have been entering left, right, against Burundi, we couldn't even. We don't deny Burundi is really a good team in their group against. They went and almost picked points against Malawi in the qualifiers, but they need. You're right. They need to really bring in the firepower they have, especially experience in front. You can have goal scorers. Mbisiwe is really scoring, but doesn't have experience really in the likes of Muchu and Luanga. You know. So if you bring Muchu and Luanga in the front, you have goal scorers but with the experience. Muchu, first of all, he has been consistent all these years. You know, he averages 5 goals. That is when he has done really badly that season when he's playing for Mbarara. But usually he reaches double digits if you compare goals between Uganda Cup and the league. He's a guy who clocks double digits and has been consistent for over 10 seasons. Yeah, in the UPL. So you bring in experience there. You bring in also a Mujuzi in there, experience at the back. Not these ideas that we are bringing young players for CHAN. Young players for CHAN does not work. You know, if one young players take them to Brian Senyono's under 17. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I'll agree. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to agree with that. So anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the UPL match day 14. There were some games that happened, and I'll have to let me first find the fixtures here, so that yeah, match day 14. Yeah.
All I know. Express won their game against UPDF and away from home.
What does it tell you about? Let's start with that game as I look for the fixtures here. You know, does it really does it vindicate our take on the last time when the Express went to Hoima?
I don't. That was much.
even Magogo came out. It's like we are investigating this game. I mean, we know this. We have watched these games. We have watched football for a long time. There are games you watch and you're like, come on, what kind of result is that? Emmanuel Kaliowa ngakuwa bukubi dive zende zebali. That one there. Awutwaganyewo. But anyway, let me first read for you the fixtures this week. Vipers picking the points against Maroons. This was a tricky game.
The
Maroons
Wise Club. Yeah,
against the Rain.
A good free kick from Waiswa. Just if you saw the goal,
Yeah.
it was a point. A good take. It was a good take from Waiswa.
How happy are you
Don't-
for Waiswa? You know, he has not really been on form, but yeah, we would really see who
The coach is
Waiswa is. You know, set piece guy, and he has always had assists this season also. If you follow very well, he has had
the coach is
assists this season from corner kicks.
the
Yeah.
coaches believe in him and they trust him. And with that, and he's giving them good. He's giving them because, of course, you play the midfield. He's supposed to play. I supported the likes of Anokelo. Of course, he's not scoring a lot of goals. But with Vipers, with that squad now, I'm just happy they're winning games, not drawing games, but they're winning their games. Of course, this was a hard one against Maroons, and of course, they came out victorious, scored 1-0. That was a free which was scored. Another one, which I was like, okay, this is another battle. Bright Stars up against Lugazi. You know, that draw, the 1-1. Of course, Lugazi led in the 40 something minute, and of course, Bright Stars equalized through Alex Mandela, who leveled the scores to 1-1 in the 63rd minute. I expected the win. I expected the win from Bright Stars because they were at home, but I don't know. Of course, they moved out with 1 point because I was even telling Ian, I'm like, you know what, I wanted that to win. He's like, man, I don't know. Things just failed, man, because this is a tricky team. You know, the teams you look at and be like, man, because we saw them play against, we saw them play against Express, Vipers, we saw them play against KCCA. That's another tricky team. So then it's a team to take down. But the good thing, they did get a loss. They got that 1 point, which kind of helped them a lot because as they go into the second round, they have to come back strong and ready to start beating their opponents and make sure that they're not relegated. They still stay in the top flight as Bright Stars. But today's fixtures,
Then
they're going to see fire.
Wakiso
That's
Giants
what I would say.
drawing Chitara.
In Kacheka,
What game
yeah,
is that?
there's Mbara versus KCCA. That's in Kacheka. Then we've got Mbara Heroes versus NEC, Bull versus Wakiso Giants, Chitara SC Villa. The game of the day. I'll call it game of the day. URA up against Police. Police URA is at 7 p.m. But the game of the day, of course, it's Chitara versus SC Villa.
Oh, that game is at Wankulukoko. I think it must be, I think, in Luzira prison, because I think Wankulukoko is being renovated. If Villa is home, that's
Which one?
SC Villa. You talked about SC Villa.
No.
Sorry.
Go to him at the Rose Park.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking about the next game.
Yeah, they're going. And NEC, no, it's Mbale Heroes versus NEC. It's
Oh
in
yeah.
Mbale.
Chitara is playing
Yeah,
next.
Mbale.
Then URA Police. Yeah. URA also, the results have not been forthcoming. This game Bull against Wakiso Giants. So what happened? That game against Lugazi, the late equalizer, but Lugazi was so unlucky to not get 3 points against Bull FC. You know, they had the better chances. Sam Google had a one-on-one, you know, beaten already the keeper, and you know, clearance. You cannot take away that the clearance from the defense, but that's a game that Lugazi should have won against Bull. So with Bull playing. With Bull traveling to Wakiso, I believe Bull will win this game. Wakiso Giants is a bit shaky. I think they're now playing for survival right now. They did not shop very well in the transfer season. Right now they're playing to survive Wakiso Giants. I think URA is looking to really at least finish in the top 8 so that they can play the Super 8 next season. Yeah. You have to move it on your right a bit. Yeah. On your right, yeah. So yeah, okay,
Is
we
that
got
okay?
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is the match day fixtures on that. Let's see what else we have. Then I wanted to ask you about. I wanted us to talk about Alan Okello. I mean, has he made a case for the MVP, the most valuable player this season? I mean, 11 goals.
The
Him
first
and
round,
Karisa
the first round,
combining for 18 goals
first
so
round.
far, the first round.
Mhm. First round, I give him that as the MVP of the first round because he has been exceptional, and
Mm,
we've seen he has been on form. He has been scoring goals, and for the first time in his
mm,
career,
mm,
scoring over 10 goals.
mm,
For the first time in his career, by the way. We know him, he's good at assisting. For
mm,
the first time in his career, scoring over 10 goals.
mm,
Alan Okello.
mm.
So I'll give him credit as the MVP, of the first round of the Uganda Premier League.
Then I don't know if you watched also this incident. Uh, there was an incident that happened with at the UPL when a team doctor from Barara collapsed. I don't know what you make of it. I was trying to really follow it up, but I realized that the UPL insures only the players you get. So if you have medical doctors, I think even the referees are insured. But these cases of staff collapsing in the field, what could rise, what could really, of course, you cannot say the doctors are tested physically, but is a medical doctor, a physio. So unfortunately for him, a collapse would really have another person really collapsing in a match day, which would really, really, really shake the sports world. What best way is it? Do we really have to go through rigorous checks? Especially if something an incident like this can really spoil the image of the league, you know. It was unfortunate. I think it happened, but I believe that the UPL should extend their health insurance policy to every person involved in the league, including the backroom staff, the refs, anyone who is seen in the match day setup. That means uh, they call it one. I think section one. Section one is the field. Anyone who is involved in section one where cameras can get them, they should really be insured because such an image can really spoil the image of the league and all that. It was unfortunate. It was fortunate that he recovered and I think was rushed with an ambulance. So that was an incident that happened this week in the UPL. Uh, then what else? Mugalu. People talk about Mugalu's penalty against neck against Mbarara. I don't know if you watched that penalty. People say that
I didn't.
it was you watched it. Was it a penalty?
I didn't.
No, no,
I
it was.
didn't.
Yeah, we didn't watch it. Yeah, yeah. So that was. So I also wanted to let's move to a little bit of basketball. We don't have really much with the UPL, but we have talked about the match day, 15th closing the round. We have given you our view of the round. I think me and Addison really believe that Alan Okello is the MVP so far in the first round. We also talked about the chance score that the omission that they left last time, and they really need to really put them in the squad. Let's talk about Div 1 basketball before you really move to transfers. I don't know what you have for us on basketball, but it has really been a busy season transfer window, and also Div 1 basketball is going on, the playoffs. I don't know what you have for us, Mr. Addison.
Of course, for basketball, the Div 1 basketball in gloves, or in gloves, and they started over the weekend. That is on 4th. We saw a lot of sweeps. I would say that. There's a lot of sweeps. Uh,
Mm,
yeah, because best of three. It's best of three. Of course, Cedar High up against Sukuma Lady Marines.
mm,
That game didn't happen because the students of Cedar High are not around.
mm,
So it was walkover for Sukuma Lady Marines. They
mm,
got there 2-0, and they're in the semifinals. Watoto up against Angels.
mm,
Of course, Angels advanced to the semifinals after beating Watoto. It's a 2-0, but the second game was 50-33. Of course, well, Angels are into the semifinals. The side of the ladies side, of course, that is still Div 1. Look at Miracle up against Res Life. Res Life swept Miracle 2-0. Uh, and then Womu up against Summit. one of the interesting games.
Mm.
Summit one interest game because Summit is a team for the football president. Of course, they were swept by Womo. They were swept by Womo.
Mm.
I watched their second game because at that time Summit was leading by 14 points on Sunday. I watched their second game, and then Womo comes from down to win the game 60-57. In that game, we saw 6 ejections in that game.
Ejection
From this team.
It was physical.
Yeah, ejection. Yeah, they were physical because they wanted to fight, and of course, separated. They didn't really fight because they just pushed themselves. But of course, in basketball, that's an ejection. Of course, we saw 6 of them in that game.
Wow!
And
it's like they're picking a leaf from the NBA.
you would
Be
say
so
that.
soft.
Of course. And then the games which happened at KIU Kansanga, Amazon Rhino beat up Legends, and of course Amazon Rhino advanced to the semifinals. Mooks Parks were beaten by Xavier by Nyabo, and of course Xavier is into the semifinals. Raiders lost to Victoria University Crocs. Of course, Victoria University advanced to the semifinals. The big game of the day was UPL up against Nguma Marines. In the first game, we saw 20 blocks in that game. The first game, 20 blocks. Yeah. This one.
Who dominated the paint?
It's a guy called Moses. There's a guy called Moses. He's from SSD. He's from Nguma Marines.
Okay.
He's blocking everyone. And of course, the second game, it was, of course, UPDF won the game 60-59. Of course, there was some physical alteration as well into that game. And information has it that they were supposed to play a game 3 today, but they're going to sit down as what?
Disciplinary.
The committee is going to sit down, and we might see some punishments coming through. Into the playoffs because it was so physical. The game was so physical. It was so physical, and some people wanted to flex. Yeah. So they're going to sit down as a committee and finalize on that. What the punishments they'll give the players. Into the lower division, that is Div 2 basketball. Berkeley tied the series up against Charging Rhino. It's now 1-1. And these games happened at Abuja Park. Emperors was swept by I Hopes. It was a sweep. I Hopes, coached by Ben Comakage, one of the products of most of the story players. But I would say Ben Comakage is the proprietor of these High Hopes. Of course, Meta Phenoms are being beaten by YFC Hamsters 107 on 97. That was a beating. It was a beating because YFC Hamsters to the semi-finals. Victorians was beaten by Governors. This Governors team is the second version of Namongo Blazers. And of course, Governors is to the semi-finals. So the only now 2 teams which tied the series, that's UPDF up against Nguma Marines and Berkeley up against Charging Rhino. So tomorrow we're going to have game 3s of those 2 games, and of those two games, yes. And then we see who advance to the semifinals. The semifinals may start on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. It may still be, I think, maybe best of 5 semifinals because it's best of 3, best of 5, then best of 7 finals. But it was a busy weekend. I would say that. You're watching basketball from here, and then they're telling you what's happening at KIU. It's crazy, man. You be like, I can't go those ends because these games are so interesting at YMCA. But generally, it was a good weekend to the basketball lovers out there who come out and watch the game of basketball. People are now back into watching the game of basketball. So interesting. Teams, as I would always say, basketball is time in the playoffs. You can be you can beat guys in regular season, but when it comes to playoffs, it's something different, and we're seeing it now happening in our basketball Uganda, into the lower division basketball. So it's and I will call upon the fans to please just come and watch basketball. You're going to have fun. It's interesting. It's interesting watching these lower division games. Actually, you will have more fun compared to even NBL because here no one is a senior man.
Yeah.
You're playing teams like Stoil up against like
Mm.
Legend, no, where you know this one is going to be this. No. That there's in this series you'll be shocked. Team can be beaten properly. Yeah, that's how interesting it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Before you move to the transfer, I'll ask you to just move to your left a bit, or move the camera to your left or right. Yeah, yeah. I'm not okay. You're not centered really, but
Let me do this.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So
Of
we I
course,
don't know. You've been really busy. Go on.
the,
Yeah, perfect. Go on.
the transfers, the, of course, the transfers, of course, the transfers. Uh, you see, of course, we all know every year they lose 45 players. That's not a shocker. 45 players. Every year they lose 45 players, of course.
Mm,
For this one, of course, I'll start with them losing Shakira Nampuya and Azida Nabayunga to Jetty Jaguars.
mm,
They've sent for Jetty Jaguars. Shakira Nampuya is a point guard. Azida is a 2 and 3. They've signed for Jetty Jaguars. And of course, Sifoma as well, Peter Sifoma, a big man, a center,
mm,
has also signed for Jetty Jaguars. He
mm,
was also at UCU. He was also at UCU. He's a center. He has signed for Jetty Jaguars. Uh, Leaving that aside, of course, UC has made some signings as well. Uh, they've made a signing of a point guard called Arinda. He is from Livingston. He has signed with them. He's another good addition because when you look at his stats last season, he was performing so well. He's not a bad performer. He's a good performer. He delivers. And of course, they brought in someone else from Burundi. It's called Dennis. I'll get the details of. Actually, the guy they signed from Livingston is called Amada Harego. He played that season for Livingston, but he played for them the Interpasta games which were happening in Kenya. And then I talked about getting a Burundian, the goal on the Burundian. But there's that big rumor of where are the 3 players who were former star players going to play from. That's a big rumor. And of course, formation that of course 411 has it that they may sign for Namongo Blazers, but we're yet to find out. I can't prove that as of now. We have to find out. And of course, more transfers are coming up, and I'll be sharing all the updates with people on my socials, mainly on my X. They'll be getting all the updates, the transfers in Ugandan basketball. But this year, we expect shockers and we expect big transfers happening. So generally, it's a good start of the season. And all in all, we wish all the players all the best. Of course, UC has also lost some players. They lost Kevin Kasovia, who rumor has it that he may sign for either UPDF or Kampala Rockets. Jerry Kayanga, I think he went back home to work after his masters. Jerry Kayanga was doing he went back to SST to work. Those are the players that, of course, they've lost Sifoma, they've lost Jerry Kayanga, they've lost Kevin Kasovia. All those ones are done with books and they've gone back to of course, they've gone to different clubs. Another person has gone back to work. But it's a good year. It's a good start of the season. As of now, you see, the Elite Four didn't happen. The cow it was meant to happen. It was meant to happen this weekend, but it didn't happen. I don't know what happened. FUBA didn't communicate, and of course, as usual, they can't communicate. But the fixture already. Fixture came out like in November, but to our shock, we don't know what happened. They didn't communicate. But we used to do things. Though I'm requesting them, I'm appealing to them this year. Let them be professionals in whatever they're doing. Yeah, change of fixture. Let them communicate it on the socials as early as possible. Yeah, change of venue. Let them do it as early as possible. The things of us getting to the information like, oh, they're going to play from this end. Man. They need to
Doesn't
change.
work. Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Absolutely, yeah. That fixture change. Remember, even last year, when the Gazelles traveled to to German, amid it's a playoff. Really, it was the middle of a playoff. Okay, you would say, but it was a tight playoff. You look at the girls' playoffs; it was really tight, and it really killed the steam. So yeah, communication is key. For me, I will put one thing there. Their trophy presentation was really lacking. They had the rugby shield doing the activation. The setup was a bit lacking also. I mean, it was a record-breaking, title-winning season for City Oilers, but trophy presentation was lacking. Also, they have to really step up their game. Yeah, it's a game that is loved. They have the fans, really like really. The fans who have that conviction, so they really have to step up their game, especially with the smooth running of the league. You're right, their fixtures really flow. They have a lot to do, especially also with the fixing of the Div 1, Div 2 also qualifiers and playoffs. Yeah, but you're right on that. Then I don't know. I don't know. Is that all? You have anything else in basketball?
No,
Uh,
that's all.
okay, absolutely. So maybe just to drop in some little transfers also from the. I don't know if I have it. Yeah, yeah. It's just basketball. Sorry, rugby. We have some big transfers that
Rugby.
happened. Yeah, that happened this weekend. We had Pirates really scooping some big players from Hippos and Impis. Yeah, that is Mumza and Emong. Emong, if people know Emong, Emong is the big guy that really dominated in the rugby Africa. So Paris is really showing intent regarding that. Let me see, Ario Mumza, that is from Impis, also a big guy. Elfaz Emong from Hippos. Uh, the new faces that are being spotted at Kings Park, and rugby will be resuming this Saturday. So it's a new season for rugby. They also missed out also on the Uganda Cup. We talked about it last time here with Hudson. They said the players were fatigued, but we realized it was about funding. They didn't have the funds. I think Nile was like, fetujja kwatako league nawe mukwateko Uganda Cup weyo. But you see the problem with our sponsors now. If instead of giving Uganda Cup to Guinness, they don't want a competitor to come into rugby. They can have two sponsors for different leagues, but Nile was like in our MOU to solve even that thing that happened that happened in at Legends. Guinness wanted to take on Cobs, which other team, Rhinos, and also the branding rights of the place. The league started with we just saw curtains all over Legends. They were covering Guinness's posters with curtains, and we're like, what's going on here? They can really work amicably, mutually, in terms of sponsorship. Rugby is an association, a federation that needs money. Needs money. The worst they can do for it is to send away these potential sponsors, especially from UBL under Guinness. So you'd see Nile cannot take on Uganda Cup. It's taking on enough. The national team, the sevens, the 15s, and the league. So if the Uganda Cup is available, let them give it to a competitor who is willing to put money in rugby. Yeah, like Guinness. So they were starved of funds, and they came up late, and they were telling us the players were fatigued. The players who were fatigued are the ones who rested from May. So it did not really add up regarding rugby there. So yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to European football. A lot happened this weekend. Arsenal, a lot of banter on social media. Mike Taylor, who the ref, the penalty. People were like, Saliba hit the ball fast. Collusion of the head. It's dangerous. What did you make of the penalty instance and also the results of uh, of Arsenal dropping points, especially when before talk about
That
Manchester
wasn't a penalty.
United? Yeah.
And a person watches the game.
Mm.
That wasn't a penalty.
Mm. What did you make of it?
So, you know, heads were colliding. Not that it was intentional foul. Saliba was heading the ball. When this guy was heading the ball, you get it. It wasn't intentional. There are fouls whereby you be like, oh, it's intentional. He has slapped him. Intentional, he has pushed him. You know, my head. I'm putting my head there. Not that I'm headbutting you. No, I'm heading the ball, and the ball is in the air. Eh? But anyway, those are Premier League reps. I don't expect much from them.
The worst.
Premier League reps, and
Yeah.
of course, we saw we saw we saw another incident which happened against Manchester. The penalty awarded Liverpool. I'm like, hey. So when I put my hand down, this isn't so. Anyway,
Yeah.
those are our reps of the Premier League. There are things which talk you be like, you know what? Let's just enjoy the game of football. We can't make noise about these things. Of course, they awarded the penalty, but I would say Arsenal played poor as well. We didn't see more attacks coming in. Of course, after the first goal, we saw them losing a lot of balls in the midfield, and Brighton taking advantage of that. Generally, it wasn't a good game from Arsenal. I'll give credit to Brighton because Brighton attacked as in at their chances, though they didn't use them. But Arsenal didn't use their chances as they're supposed to use them. Martinez losing balls and over falling down, as you know, as usual. Sometimes he acts up, you like, what's up with this guy? But they got 1 point, whereby they wanted 3 points, but they got a point. And then what they get coming off the bench, always, man, you need this win. Let the guy start ahead of anyone else. You know, Partey playing out of the number, so you don't have a number 2. I don't know why you don't have a right back now. Partey is always playing out of the number. You need to have a better midfield, and you need quick goals as that things settle down.
What do you make of Arsenal's first
Sometimes-
round? And what you're talking of a right back? Do you think they need a right back in the market right now? They should go for a right back.
They need a right back, they need a striker, because with Kai being out, and then right back Timber injured, struggle now. Even
The whole
if he is-
season.
remember Timber is
Second
injured. White is injured. No, Timber is coming back. White is injured. Of course, White will come back in time. When he comes back, we shall see Timber in there. We shall see White in there. The team will be somewhat balanced, but I hope they come back, because even Zinchenko is there. Zinchenko is also there. Carafiori is also there. The team is somewhat solid, but the injuries are somewhat costing them. But they need a striker. A striker is important.
That is key for them. Victor Osimhen is there, is free on loan. Napoli is willing to switch
Yeah, I would say.
for
I would say Isak.
Isak. Oh yeah. Arsenal fans are talking of Isak a lot. Yeah, they're talking of Isak a lot. And he would fit really. He doesn't have an ego. He's a very calm, humble boy. So I think Isak would really be.
I was looking at his stats. Actually, I was looking at his stats, man.
Mm.
This guy is scoring a goal every after like 0.73 matches.
What?
Yeah.
In less than a game?
Yeah. He lost the game, man.
What?
Isak is on.
Man, that
Isak
is
is on fire.
Messi-like stats, man.
Yeah. And at Newcastle.
At Newcastle. Eddie Howe is
Yeah.
Newcastle, yeah. Unbelievable. Arsenal would really go for that with all their might, yeah.
I would go for him.
So the other game that also that really shook the weekend, that was Manchester almost picking maximum points at Anfield. I mean, it has really cemented and shown that big teams are really big teams. It doesn't care whether Manchester United is performing badly. But at Anfield, I mean, when the lights were so bright, Liverpool almost fumbled. I don't know if you watched that game, but Liverpool almost fumbled that game.
I watched the game.
Yeah,
I would say I would give flowers to Manchester United. Flowers Manchester United. Flowers to Maguire. Flowers to Martinez. Flowers to the captain. Yeah,
Bruno.
flowers to Manchester United
You're critical of Bruno, yeah, a lot.
generally. Bruno Fernandes. Flowers to Manchester United. Flowers to Onana, who made some saves as well. The lot. I would just say flowers Manchester. The kind of football Manchester play is the kind of football people have been looking forward to. Who knew that Manchester would attack Liverpool like that?
In
Who knew that
Anfield.
Manchester contain the ball against Liverpool like that. The on-form Liverpool. Someone said the worst Manchester United drew with the best Liverpool team right
Liverpool side, yeah.
now. You get it? The on-form Liverpool, because that was the worst. Indicates I would say that was the worst Manchester United I've watched. At least to me, indicates this is the best Liverpool team because the kind of players Liverpool has got. Yeah. But I would say it was a good, interesting game. Everyone was like, I'm impressed. Everyone just said, I'm impressed with Manchester United. They're impressed with the way they played, and they were like, where has this football been all along?
When the lights are bright.
The subs, even the coach, even the subs, even the coach made their own point. You know?
Absolutely.
Liverpool kind of struggled, but yes, man, this is like a derby. This is the biggest rivalry seen in European football. In
Two
Premier
best
League,
teams,
this is
in terms of
more
trophy
a derby.
cabinet also.
So you don't expect is a wins, you know. It's just is a wins. But generally, it's a good game from Manchester United, and of course they deserve the win. But though they got a draw, but they deserve the win. Yeah.
That was good. What do you make of Harry Maguire's last chance? I mean, that was the time that Harry Maguire should have used to silence his critics. That God gives you the moment.
Of course.
After all that was said with Harry Maguire playing one of his best games so far, and he gets a chance to bury Liverpool in Anfield, that is real silencing the critics. He did good. I was coming with my border guy. I was coming with my border guy.
It would have been an offside.
Sorry?
There did have been an offside because ZH was offside.
Oh,
The
it would have
person who
been.
gave him the
Oh,
yeah, it was offside. If you watched that, you actually watched the replay properly. He was offside. Before they gave him a pass, he was offside. You know,
okay. That means Vieira would have called it
we are
back.
blaming the guy. Yeah, they would have called it back. And the guys would say, this guy is unfair. Of course, he missed the goal. Of course, he missed the goal. But he had one of his best games this season.
Wow, yeah, one of his best
Forget
games.
about
Yeah.
the goal. Yeah, let's look at the game he played for 90 minutes as Harry Maguire.
Yeah,
It was so
yeah, he played one of the best games. I was telling you, I was coming with one of my border guys from the game, and he was like, Singa Sigogo, when Harry Maguire, Sigogo, he was so pissed. You know, Man United fans, they get pissed until the next Monday. The guy was like, if it was Van Dijk, Yandi Guterres once yaw. That if it was a good defender like Van Dijk, Yandi Guterres once yaw. Yeah, but that was a moment for Harry Maguire to silence his critics. Yeah, that was the best moment, and wow, he hit it right up. So I want us to talk about this. The transfer. We have just started January. There's a lot of transfer going on, but this one in particular, Alexander Arnold. I was watching Carragher and Gary Neville go at it, and Carragher was like, Real Madrid is so disrespectful. You know, the way this approaches these good players, as if they know that these players will always come to their club. But did you see any disrespect from Real Madrid approaching Alexander Arnold, especially in the transfer window, whereby his contract is running out, he's left with 6 months, he's allowed to talk to other offers?
no. The boy needs. The boy said he needs good money. Yeah, I think around 100,000 per week. Yeah. Is Liverpool willing to give him that money?
No.
If Madrid has come and I'm willing to give you the money, why can't I go as Arnold? And who refuses to go to Madrid?
No one.
There's a club which comes to you and you be like, you know what?
Yeah, you're right.
Let me go. Jude's come to Madrid and you see what he's doing at Madrid. His first season, he was guess what? A Ballon d'Or contender. First season,
Yeah.
It's an advantage to him. Yeah.
And
it's an advantage to him.
They cannot get him
for. If Madrid comes and says no, he can easily go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Though they because they believe he's a native, he's a Liverpool boy, and of course in a city, any big team would really not feel nice, especially the fans if their favorite player is leaving, and more especially in a painful way like this one, because he's going to live for free in the summer. Yeah, absolutely, he's going to live for free in the summer. So It's so painful, but for me, it's a right decision for him. He's 27 years old. He has won all the trophies at Liverpool, the Champions League, the Premier League, and if this season goes well, he'll have his second Premier League. I mean, there's nothing much to play for. I mean, he has to go. He has to go now to Real Madrid. You know, play with the best players right now in the world. They are, all the best players are in Real Madrid right now. The defenders, the attackers. I mean, this for me it wouldn't really be a bad move for him to go, Alexander Arnold, to Madrid. It's a painful one, but I would love to go. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say on the transfers?
As of now, not now. As of now, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, so absolutely. As we close, I want to close with a game that I watched this weekend. That was Madrid against Valencia. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that game. Interesting game. You know, 10-man Madrid, 9-man Madrid winning away at the Stadio di Menza 2-1. Jude Bellingham missing a penalty. Mbappe goals were cancelled because of VAR. But Madrid, 10-man. You know, somebody was saying that Madrid uses witchcraft. 10-man with Vinicius out with a red card, and you come back and win a game 2-1. It was really, you know, it was a nice game. I enjoyed the game. You know, a goal from Modric coming in, replacing Ceballos and also scoring. Then an assist from Jude Bellingham. Ancelotti. People are talking about Ancelotti's tactics. Oh my God, he doesn't. He's not scared to make changes. I used to give up.
The guy brought it. The guy had the red card. Is like about the card. He substituted the guy. Cabello out. Cabello's out. He brought in Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham came in after 2 minutes. He's scoring and equalized. I'm like, what's this substitute? Now look how much he's scoring and he goes up like, what's this substitute? The game there and then. Ancelotti is a beast.
He's a beast.
The winning goal. The winning goal. The winning goal.
That was
made
pressure.
The mistake because of pressure from the players. Made the mistake. Bellingham was like, you know what? Sweet goal. He finished the goal properly.
Capitalized on it.
And guess what? After him scoring, he goes up. He goes up there and then I'm like, hey. Ancelotti is Ancelotti.
Yeah.
Respect to that guy.
Yeah, tactical genius. Modern day tactical genius. He's a true Italian.
The red card, they said they're going to appeal. It was a red card, of course. Both the players pushed each other, and of course, Vinicius pushed the other guy, and of course, it was with camera. But let's wait and see what will happen.
Oh, they appeal, yeah. For me, it was a soft red card. I would really follow what Ancelotti said, that both players just deserve the yellow card, and that is it. The keeper really milked it. Yeah, but that's the game. You try your best to really win at all costs, especially against a Galactico like Real Madrid. Yeah. So anyway, this was it for today. We really appreciate the people who are following us, and the ones who watch this show on the daily, on every Tuesday. We do this from 1 p.m. We stream live. We appreciate you people so much. Today I was here with Hudson. I think he has started work, looking sharp. He came from a holiday. Yeah, big up to you, Hudson. Until next time, I appreciate.